Are you ready to embark on a journey of exploration and unlock the magic of your wonder? There is so much more in the universe than we have been shown. It is time to ask those questions, dissolve those barriers, and embrace your extraordinary life. Here is your fellow explorer in the realm of curiosity and discovery, with almost 20 years of inviting people to embrace the greatness of them, Donnielle Carter.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the exploration of wonder. Usually I have a fun little intro for you, but I tell you what, for a show on imposter syndrome, I'm starting it right out. You ever have those days where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in a rush, I can't do this. Well, hi. That might be me today. How perfect, because often when I'm doing a show about something, the energy of it comes with me. So, the show today is Imposter Syndrome. Those voices in your head are lying to you, okay? You know those voices that say you're not enough? Well, you know what? You are. You can have experienced talent, education, results, and all still secretly feel like someone going to find out you're not enough. Anyone else ever done that? Yeah. What if imposter syndrome is not proof that you're unqualified, but proof that you are stretching beyond your current identity? Yeah. Welcome to the exploration of wonder proper. I am your host, a fellow explorer, Donnielle Carter, and I have spent nearly 20 years exploring this amazing universe, energies, psychological ideas, scientific constructs. It's actually been one of the funnest things I've ever had in my entire life. And today we are exploring, you haven't guessed it, imposter syndrome. It's really interesting because we've all had it. You know, I've worked with a lot of experienced people, successful people, and some people even say I am, even though I have those days I'm like, you're nuts. Okay, that's that imposter syndrome. Because on paper, I've had nearly 20 years of helping people through things of coaching experience, and that's just this career. I've also have a broadcast production degree. I was a manager of a television station, manager for a not manager of the television station, manager of the production, promotion, and marketing part of the television station. And I've been doing that for a long time. And in coaching, I'm nationally board certified, and I've helped thousands of people. And I'm not just saying, oh, I've helped thousands. I have class lists. Thousands of people, hundreds of testimonials, spoken to so many people. And I often still feel like an imposter. We all do. And that's what those voices inside the head, you know, those comparison moments, those like, well, you're not enough. Look at them. They seem to have their stuff together. You know what? All of those are lies. All of those are lies, okay? So stick with me because we're going to dive into this, what it is, why it happens, and I always give tips and tricks to shift that mindset. Because I'm a big one of not just like, here's a pile of poo, deal with it. I'm like, okay, this is what's going on. This is what's the energy underneath. And here's ways to flip it. So we're going to have some tips as well. Okay. So it's basically today's quieting that voice that says, you're not good enough. Because spoiler alert, let me say straight out, you are good enough. You are, because whether it's universe, higher self, God, excuse me, a higher power, whatever you want to call it, I am a firm believer that if you desire to do something, if some idea is whispering to you, you have the goods to do it. Because if you didn't, it wouldn't even be on your radar. So the fact that you're desiring to do this tells me that like I said, that higher power, whatever you want to call it, put it in your universe because you can. So you have the goods. All right? Because, like, for me personally, I wouldn't want to. I just passed a construction site, so I'm like, I wouldn't want to do construction and drive the big Caterpillar truck thingamaboobers. That wouldn't be me, right? I wouldn't want to do surgery. My niece is a nurse. She just told me about some surgeries. I wouldn't want to do surgery. No. And it's not in my universe to desire it. But I've always wanted to write. I've always wanted to speak to people, to inspire people. I mean, from a child, I was a kid who had a pen name at like the age of 12. I was already writing stories, and I became I became an aunt early on, like at 11. So at 13, I was telling them stories and, and all this kind of stuff to my nieces and nephews. So I've had this in my heart, my universe early on. What have you had in your heart, in your universe? Trust me, if it's there, you have the goods to do it. It's just time to tell the voice of imposter syndrome to shut up, okay? So what is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is that feeling that somehow you're behind. And that's the one that gets me a lot, I'll be honest. That you're not qualified enough, that you're not smart enough, not talented enough, or you're one mistake away from everybody secretly discovering you're a fraud. That's my other favorite one. Anybody else ever had that? It's like, oh crap, I am just one mistake away from people finding out I'm a fraud. None of us really are, okay? Because here's the people in the chat room. Yep, exactly. We've all been there, and that's really why I wanted to do this show, is I know it's not just me or my group of friends or my clients. Like I said, some of the most successful people I've ever met and worked with or talked to or even interviewed have been like, I would ask, have you ever had imposter syndrome? And they laugh and they go, well, yeah. Because somewhere along the way, I think a lot of us have misidentified imposter syndrome as question, imposter syndrome as the exploration, that curiosity, that drive to better ourselves. Because what's interesting is I find a lot of people think they can get over imposter syndrome by getting what they've decided is good at what they think they're wanting to do. Getting over imposter syndrome is not finally being enough, finally being good enough, having enough talent, or reaching some pivotal moment that you think that it is. It's not reaching that state, because you should always be evolving. You can be the most talented person in the world and still desire more. And I work with, one of my specialties is body image. And I was working with a client the other day, and they asked me, they said, she wanted to lose weight. And so she asked me, she goes, well, I want to lose weight, and, I know body positivity. It's not that I'm unhappy. And I'm like, hold on. I know where you're going with this. And body positivity is, I love my body. I enjoy my body now, and I can desire for it to be different. So many people think body positivity is, I love my body like it is and I never want it to change. Bodies are always changing, my friend. It's one of the reasons I have such a thing for body image and body positivity is it's not from force or anger. It's from, you love your body. Size, shape, health level. You allow it to contribute to you, to be your creation partner. And you can still desire for it to change, to heal, to lose weight, to gain weight, to tan. I've never been tan in my life, and you can still love your body as it is. So that's the, true body positivity. Side note, if you haven't got my Body Bit chat, I highly recommend it. It's free. It's a daily tidbit of information from your body. It's sent in email form. Just go to Donnielle.com and sign up today. It's pretty cool. I've been doing it for over 4 years at this point, so it's a lot of fun. So I say all that about body positivity, not because I'm on a tangent, which I am a little bit, but because people think they can only love their body when they get to a certain state. I will love my body when it's thinner, when it's healthier, when it's not in pain, and all of this kind of stuff. Well, we do that with imposter syndrome a lot too. I'll be overthinking I'm not enough when I'm finally enough. How does that work? What is the level of enough? Because trust me, when you get to that whatever level you think is enough, you think there should be more. Because just like I said with the body positivity, you can love your body as it is now and still desire for it to change. Same thing with your talents, capacities, abilities. When will you ever be done? Because that's the thing, that's the underlying current of enough. Is you're done. I'm enough. Done. I have enough money. I have enough talent. I have enough business. I have enough joy in my life. Who defines that? Why would you ever not accept more joy? Why would you ever why would you not take more money? Why would you not take more business? Why would you not take more friends, more joyous people in your life? Why do we always try to be enough when enough is a stopping point? No, you are in a constant evolution. Talents, capacities, personality, body, business, everything. And so imposter syndrome is not about trying to be enough so you don't have it. It's about loving you as you are and enjoying the journey as you go. Because, I'll reference back to, I've interviewed and talked with a bunch of people who are very successful. And I ask them, like, do you still have imposter syndrome? And they go, of course. You always have those days of doubt, but they've never let it stop them. Have you ever let imposter syndrome stop you? And I say that kindly because I have, right? But I'm less and less every day because I'm recognizing that I'm not going for a stopping point. How many of us are going for a stopping point that enough? Oh, it's enough. I'll be happy when I'm enough, when my body's enough, when my bank account's enough. Well, one of the secrets literally to the universe that I've discovered is if you can't be grateful now, you're not going to be grateful then either. And if you're feeling less now, you're going to be feeling less then too. Gratitude is one of those keys, my friend. Okay. So, and these successful people, it's not like they experience this because they're incapable or, but they often do it because because they're growing, right? They care and they're stretching beyond what they used to be. I posited the question at the beginning what if you're doing this because you're going beyond your identity? And that's been it's been a big thing in a lot of my videos and podcasts lately is what identity have you created for yourself? A survival identity, an imposter syndrome identity, a friend, neighbor, mother, sister, brother, husband, employee, employer, and all this kind of stuff, right? But what identity have you given yourself? Okay. And so often, a lot of the discomfort is because we're reaching beyond our identities. Well, imposter syndrome is just another one of those identities that it's time to reach beyond. Okay. Because how many times have you achieved something and then immediately explain it away, right? Oh, it's just luck, right place, right time. Or, yeah, I just happened to find and talk to the right person. It's not that big of a deal. But then you have all this experience, right? Like I said, if I looked at my resume on paper and I wasn't me looking at it, but I was somebody else looking at I'd be like, dang, she's got a lot of stuff going on. I guarantee you guys are the same way, right? Somehow we still feel like we don't belong in the room, the doubt. But let me tell you this, it's normal, okay? You're not broken, doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It's fairly normal, that feeling of new and uncertain, but you have to get uncomfortable to grow. And it sucks, I get it. But you have to get uncomfortable to grow, okay? Because enough of a stopping point. And if you just keep chasing enough and you don't want to stop, you're never going to get there. Okay. So we're going to go to our break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about this. And then we're going to get into some of these tips of like how to flip this switch. All right. And you are listening or watching to the Exploration of Wonder with me, your host and fellow explorer. And I do mean that. I'm always curious, always exploring, Donnielle Carter. And we are on the Inspired Choices Network. And we'll be right back.
Ever feel like there's more to life than meets the eye? A sense of wonder just beyond your grasp? Are you ready to create a life that inspires you so much that each day you are excited to wake up and live it? Join Donnielle Carter, a nationally board-certified health and wellness coach, weekly as she explores the universe on the exploration of wonder. Explore everything from harnessing the power of your mindset to connecting with your intuition and harnessing the energetic forces around us. With a blend of humor, warmth, directness, and a dash of cheekiness, Donnielle shares easy-to-use, pragmatic, yet magical techniques you can implement immediately to infuse your life with wonder. Join us as we navigate the fascinating landscapes of the seen and unseen, and together create lives filled with joy, purpose, and boundless possibility.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Exploration of Wonder with your guide, Donnielle. To participate in this program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to hello@donnielle.com. Now back to the exploration.
Hi, welcome back to the Exploration of Wonder. I am your host and fellow explorer, Donnielle Carter. I am so glad you are with me today. And we are doing how to tell the voices that tell you enough that you're not enough to shut up, officially known as how to deal with imposter syndrome. All right, my friends. So I have some tips, but before we get to that, I really want to talk about one thing that really creates imposter syndrome: comparison. Okay. It is a trap. Comparison is a trap. When you try to compare yourself with another person, it doesn't do you any good, and it doesn't do them any good. Okay. So, and unfortunately, social media has really amplified that. I mean, like dynamically, because now people are comparing to curated lives, right? Snapshot moments of time that we don't even know is real. And trust me, as somebody who does social media for work, it's like, oh, not that photo, not that photo, not that photo. I'm sneezing, right? Oh, I don't look good in that one, right? It's these moments of time, my friend. And most of them are not true. Like I did in some video a long time ago, I used the line of like, yeah, you see somebody on a yacht, but you don't know if it's their yacht. You don't know if they just rented it for the day, right? You see somebody's polished moment, while you're sitting inside your uncertainty and you think, oh, well, they have it together and I don't. No, you're good. You trust me when I say they're sitting there thinking that too. Okay? Because you're in your life. You see your mistakes, your doubts, your messy parts, and you don't see theirs. Everybody is messy. Everybody has moments of like, well, that was could have made a different choice there. People forget this. We do. You can admire, but here's the thing. You can admire somebody without turning them into evidence against yourself. You can have somebody inspire you and know that they're human, that they make mistakes, that they get messy, that, yeah, their poo stinks. But really, right? So it's like you can absolutely have somebody inspire you while not expecting them to be perfect. Would you allow yourself to be somebody who inspires you and not expect you to be perfect either? Because you don't have to be perfect, my friend. Okay? Most people doubt themselves. It's part of the evolution. But it's not necessarily always doubt either. You know, if you need the ability to look at something and go, could I have done this better? Could I have done this differently? And not because you think you did it wrong, but because you should always be looking to grow, to evolve, to get better than you were yesterday. So when you ask those questions like, could I have done this differently? Take away the part where people think like, oh, you have to do that because you think you failed somehow. No. You're enough. Like I said at the beginning, if you have a desire for something like this in your heart, it's because you have the capacity to do it. The rest is just polish and figuring it out and getting there, right? Okay. Sometimes imposter syndrome can be solved just by looking at it and going, yeah, I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I'm doing it anyway. And I know you have the capacity to do that. So really quickly, here are 5 practical ways to shift imposter syndrome. Here we go. 1, separate feelings from facts. Okay? I'm not saying feelings are bad. Absolutely have feelings, emotions, but it's about regulating your nervous system so you don't get crippled by them. Okay? So when I say separate feelings from facts, I'm not going to stick with the facts. But you need to look at something, right? Because feeling insecure does not automatically mean that you are incapable of doing of something. Sometimes your emotions inflate things, make it seem scarier, right? I just did a YouTube video about this. I can't remember. Sorry. Erase that part from your head. Or you can go to my YouTube channel, check it out. Anyway, so you want to ask yourself, what are the actual facts here? Not what I'm scared about, not is what am I like making bigger in the dark? What are the actual facts here? Not the fear story. What experience do you have? What have you learned? What have you already overcome? And if you ever need help looking at this, please do reach out. I'm happy to do sessions. Go to Donnielle.com, DONNIELLE.com, because honestly, it's one of my favorite things is to take somebody who thinks they're like, oh, this is my story and I'm so full of poo. And I'm like, no, these are the strengths. This is strength. This is a strength. This is the capacity. If you rename this skill that you learned how to do this, those are business skills that you can actually get paid for. And they're like, what? So I love going into that stuff. Okay. So what experience do you have? What have you learned? What have you already overcome? Your brain or emotions may feel uncertain, while reality says, you got this. You got this, okay? Or Donnielle says, you got this, because you do. Number 2, stop dismissing evidence. Some people collect accomplishments and immediately erase them mentally. Compliment, dismissed. Success, minimized. Brushed off, right? Progress, ignored. Which is why I am the big advocate for, celebrate the end result and celebrate every single step you took to get you there. because every single one of those steps was monumental. So that progress, oh, I just took one step. Celebrate it that you took one step, okay? Please acknowledge yourself here, not from ego, just from accuracy, right? It's literally evidence. Oh, look, I did this. I got up. I got up. I got dressed. Or I opened the book. Or I wrote I read the email. I haven't answered it yet, but I read it. Great. Those are all steps. Those are all things. Those are all evidence of your success. So keep going, okay? You do not need to pretend your growth did not happen in order to stay humble. Okay. Number 3 is replace I am not ready with I am learning. I am a big fan of the reframe. Yes, it's called reframing in all the coach training I've had everywhere. But for me, it's just looking at it from a different place. Saying like, oh, if you're looking at one wall constantly, you only see that wall. But if you go to a different part of the room, you're going to see that wall differently. So reframing is basically that. You're just going to look at things differently. So you replace with, I am not ready, which, what happens when you say that? It brings up an energy of doubt, of, I can't go there yet, of, oh, my desires are just further away, all of that kind of stuff, right? But if you replace it with, I am learning, it puts you on the path. I am not ready takes you off the path. I am learning keeps you on the path, keeps you acknowledging those steps, keep you in that forward momentum, okay? Readiness is a myth. I should do a whole show just on that, okay? Most people grow into the roles. Did you wake up today or be birthed into this life knowing how to do whatever it is you do? No, most of us learned our roles. Not roles as an identity, but like our jobs as we go, right? Nobody wakes up one day completely fearless and perfectly confident. It's a lie anyways. None of us see it. I'm sorry, none of us ever get that place anyways, because none of us are perfect. Number 4 is stop waiting to feel confident. This one matters a lot. Confidence is not usually the beginning. It is the result. It's kind of like that don't wait until you're ready. So many people will wait until they feel confident. I know people who are like, I want to take French, but I want a tutor to take French before I take intro to French because I want to know how to do French before I get into a class to learn French. I am actually serious. I know people like this. Okay, so the confidence comes from the doing, not from the waiting. Okay, so a lot of people think once I feel confident, I will do the thing. Nope. Usually once you do it, survive it, you learn from it, then the confidence grows. Okay, and the number 5 tip that I am giving is be grateful for you. I said earlier, gratitude is a key to all this. It really is. Be grateful for you, my friend. Be grateful for the steps, for the missteps, because those are learning experiences. When you have gratitude for you, you can't have imposter syndrome because you adore the person that you are. Are you perfect? No. Are you enough? Hell no, because you're always growing. Remember, enough is a stopping point. But are you beautiful, wonderful, amazing? Yes. Potent, capable? Yes. Exciting? Yes. Have grateful for you, gratitude for you, and then all the rest comes with that. Okay. Woo! Goes so quick. Oh my gosh. So I hope you enjoyed this. I could talk about this forever. Maybe I'll do a part 2, but please don't let imposter syndrome stop you because, like I said, if you have that desire in your heart, it already tells me you have the goods to follow it up. Next week, how to stop overthinking. I know none of us ever do that. All right, my friends, please join me next week. Have a fun week, a magic week, and be back next week. I will be. Bye, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you for exploring with us today. Donnielle returns Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Mountain, 1 p.m. Pacific. Until then, be curious, be wonder, and explore the magical universe around you.